So I stumbled across this clip of a woman named Stephanie Sugarman back in the day auditioning for American Idol. And this woman was a dead-on ringer for Marjorie Taylor Greene. She looked just like her, sounded just like her, walked just like her, acted just like her. This woman got up there and did a complete train wreck of an audition. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And they immediately told her that she sucked, to not quit her day job, to go home. All three judges, including Paula, who was always nice to everybody, was like, no, you don't have what it takes, just go home. What does this woman do? She goes outside and she starts arguing with their opinion. She starts arguing with their decision. And she goes back in and she tries to audition again. I'm like, what are you doing here? We already told you no. And she says, oh, no, you need to reconsider. Now, I'm a star. I'm a singer. And she continues to try to audition again. They're going, we already told you no. And I'm sitting there watching that going, I could so see Marjorie Taylor Greene doing this. She's never been able to accept defeat in her life. She's never had any dignity at all. So I could so see this being something that she would do. But it turns out that after people looked into this and dug into it a little bit, that it's not true. Stephanie Sugarman is not Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, there was a left-leaning content creator out there who posted a link and said Marjorie Taylor Greene tries out for American Idol. People looked into it, and when they found out it wasn't true, they started calling out this creator, people on the left, and saying, hey, man, hold on a second. That's not Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's not spread around misinformation, because that's what people on our side of the aisle does. Now, just imagine if that had been a dude that looked identical to Hunter Biden and he had tried out for American Idol. Do you think that any amount of evidence we could provide would convince them otherwise? If there was a character on Saved by the Bell that looked like Hunter Biden, they would buy it, and no matter what evidence you brought up to prove that it wasn't the same person, they would never believe you. They would believe that the deep state was trying to keep that all secret and try to keep that hidden. And that's the problem with the conspiracy theory mindset. There is nothing wrong with questioning the original narrative. There's nothing wrong with looking for holes in a story. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, okay? But when you start buying into conspiracy theories as a brand and you believe because one of them may or may not be true, that means all of them are reasonable, that's where you get into dangerous waters and a dangerous kind of mindset. Because now you feel as though everything you're being told is a lie. Therefore, you're never able to accept the truth. You're never able to accept the facts about anything. You go through life never accepting responsibility, never taking accountability, and never saying, hey, I got that one wrong. So many people needs to learn how to say, hey, you know what? I got that one wrong. I've done it in the past. It does not make you weak. It actually makes you stronger. I did a video where I talked about Lauren Boebert. Her husband had accused her of punching him in the face. And in my video, I said, we don't know the real story yet, but it's believable. I mean, with her past actions, you could see that she could have done that. When the story broke that turns out she didn't do it, I made a second video and said, hey, we got to be fair to Lauren Boebert here. She didn't do that. But have you ever saw a right-wing content creator or a MAGA Republican call out someone on their side for spreading misinformation? Had that been Hunter Biden on American Idol, or a guy that looked like Hunter Biden on American Idol, had that happened, do you think that MAGA Republicans would have called someone out for spreading that? Do you think they would have dug and found that it wasn't true, and when they found it wasn't true, that they would have believed it? I don't think they would have. I think they'd still be sitting there to this day swearing up and down it was him. And that mindset is not healthy. That mindset is not healthy at all. Again, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. There's nothing wrong with questioning the official narrative. But once you fall down into the rabbit hole, you're stuck there. And then you're easily manipulated and you're easily controlled. Once they realize they can sell you anything, once they realize that they can have you online looking for pregnancy pics of Michelle Obama, once they have you thinking that JFK Jr. is still alive and in a pizza parlor somewhere, once they got you believing that, they can distract you and take you to the cleaners. And that's what they're doing. That's why they love these conspiracy theories and continue to spread them around. Those of us on the left will see one. We may entertain it. We may look into it. We may find it disturbing, or in this case of Stephanie Sugarman, we may find it absolutely hilarious. But once we dig and we find the evidence and we find the facts, we can accept reality because we live in the real world. And when you're facing up against people that's in a completely alternate reality, and you're trying to have conversations, a lot of people gets upset with me when I say there's not two sides to this argument. I say that because I'm not going to debate someone in an alternate reality. We have to be in the real world. We have to accept responsibilities. We have to take accountability for the things we say and the things we believe. And if we just sit here and allow people to spew this kind of rhetoric, and just, and we bring evidence and show them they're wrong, they can't accept it, then I can't have a both sides argument with that. Once your idea has been done away with, you said 2 + 2 = 76. We have the facts. We have the proof that 2 + 2 = 4. There's not two sides to this argument anymore. There's not. You're just wrong. We were wrong. That wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene. It would have been hilarious if it was, and it is absolutely, totally believable that it would be. But it wasn't, and people like us can accept it because we don't live in an alternate reality.